Ramiro, what up? Yeah, gold tapped into that weekly order block and been pushing right back up. Had that marked out. Tapped right back into it. Immediately just started heading back up. Pretty interesting. What's up, Mark? How's it going? Amber, what's up? Been on the charts for 4 hours waiting for one confirmation. It's a long time to be exercising your brain power like that. What time zone are you in, Matt? Oh, Australia. Okay. What do you want, Nora? Hugo, what's up, man? It ends at noon here in East Coast American time. Eastern Standard Time. It ends, I believe, at noon. Is exactly like when the London market closes. Yeah. 12 p.m. So right now it's 9. So it's got 3 hours exactly left. Marco Polo. Bias, broski? I don't know, man. We're still, this government shutdown's kind of throwing a wrench into the equation. We got a lot of sell-side liquidity built up here. I could see us rebalancing, maybe head into the 50% of yesterday's candle. We'll see. Very nice, man. Past your fourth funded. Very nice. There you go, credit. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens. Could be a pretty slow day, to be honest. Quarter zip, where's the mocha? I already had my coffee, man. I'm sipping on the LaCroix now. It's the go-to after the coffee. Coffee, 12 ounces of water, then the LaCroix. Order of operations. What's up, Caleb? How's it going, man? Dragon, what up? Took a small trade yesterday, and honestly, if you were to ask me what it was that I took, I can't even remember. I took a very small trade, made $197. I longed on a pullback somewhere. I can't remember. Is it true that the U.S. stock exchange is switching? They've talked about that, man. It's not going to have. It's still going to be the same sessions are going to still be what dictates. You know what I mean? Like 9:30 open, still going to be the 9:30 open. It's still going to have the majority of the volume. It's not really going to change anything. The only thing it's going to change is prop firms are going to start making a lot more money because there's people who can't stay off of the charts, and they're going to blow accounts and keep the prop firms rocking and rolling. Dapper Fit, appreciate that, Kyle. Thank you. Thoughts on gold? Gold. I had this weekly order block marked out here. Tapped right into it, and rejected perfectly. So could be headed higher. I don't know though. I don't really mess with precious metals that much, but this was interesting to kind of keep an eye on. This is just something I was watching. Tapped right into that OB and went right up. Silver going to 200. That would be nuts, dude. That would be nuts. Good morning, just got here. Any thoughts on the bias or market open? I don't really have anything right now. My anticipation is it's going to be a rather slow day just because of the fact that the government shutdown is still going on. They canceled JOLTS. My initial thought would be that we're going to try to rebalance some of this move from yesterday. But I could be completely wrong. We could just keep trickling higher. We'll see though. How do you know when to switch from gold to NQ? I don't trade gold, so it's pretty easy. There's no switching. It's just, I keep an eye on everything really. I mean, I got a lot of stuff I keep an eye on. This is crude oil. I keep an eye on a lot of different things, but I don't trade. I trade NASDAQ and I trade S&P. I didn't mark that out. That's a good, Caleb, I appreciate you reminding me of that. I need to mark that. I'm sure Matthew's, if he's in here. Let's see. This was the 815, right? I'm going to mark this breaker, even though it's not. It just gets that. We'll let him keep an eye on that if he's in here. It's a small little candle for ES. I do mark it out too. It's just that I look forward to. Not take, yeah. I mean, I just enjoy this stuff in general, man. Just even if I'm not trading something, I like keeping an eye on stuff. I got a lot of different things I keep an eye on here. Individual stocks too. I've been keeping an eye on Meta. I had a long position, a swing position in Meta back when we gapped down right here. Was it here that we gapped down? No, it wasn't here. Where was the gap? It was here. Yeah, back in October, I opened a long down here, and then it went way down on me. And then I got out back up in here. But if I had held that, we'd be sitting pretty right now. Taran, what's up, man? That was Meta. That was Meta. I don't think think the RP would take it because it's not a big enough spread. You talking about the candle? The candle's not big enough? Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Could be interesting. Less than 4 point. I kind of like that idea though, because that means your stop can be pretty short. Like I would have my, if I was going to take this on a short for the retest of the midpoint, you could keep your stops pretty tight. You could even could spread it up to that swing high if you wanted to. It depends on what you're doing, Kyle. Yeah, I mean, it depends on where your money is. It depends on what brokerage you're using. The profit is unrealized until you close. Yeah, profit's unrealized until you close. What's up, Cam? How's it going, man? I don't want to jinx it, but I'm 2 days away from a payout. There you go, Bryson. What's up, bro? Looking bearish today? Yeah, I think we could potentially rebalance some of this move from yesterday. We'll see, though. We'll see. A little bit. Is it Rayan? Is that how you say your name? Would potentially be looking for a rebalance down to maybe the PM low from yesterday. Could even tap into the gaps lower. Could even tap, maybe come close to this 50% from the daily candle of yesterday. I got that marked out. So you see this is 50% of the daily candle from yesterday. So that lines up with this overlap right here. Could come down. But that'd be a pretty strong move. I don't know if it'll go that deep. I don't know if it'll go down at all. That's just an idea. Been demoing, looking to get funded soon. Recommend any prop firms? I like Tradeify Select, the Tradeify Select plans for people who are brand new. Either that or Lucid. I think they have some good plans. The Lucid Flex plans are really good for beginners. So check those out. I think TPT is great too. Obviously, you see me advertising them on the screen there, but I think that if you're a brand new trader, that the trailing drawdown can be tricky to navigate. So I don't recommend them for first-time traders. I think that they're definitely, once you get comfortable with Tradeify or Lucid, one of the other firms that doesn't have trailing drawdown, I think that Take Profit Trader should be the very next firm that you incorporate into your portfolio because they're great. But it does take some getting used to the trailing drawdown. What's up, Yummy? How's it going? Yo, what's up? My Russian brother. Anyone know how to fix login area for Trade What's the error you're getting? This is NASDAQ, yep. Doing great, Yummy. Can't complain over here, man. Cannot complain. Good day, mate. Australian? Every time I read that or I hear someone say that, I always think of Steve Irwin, man. He was one of my heroes growing up. Just can't log in. Tried everything. What firm are you trying to log in with? What prop firm? Lucid. Jenko over in YouTube says for him, whenever he's having an issue like that, he makes sure that he's logged out on all other devices, because sometimes that messes up. I've never had that issue though. Haven't seen your live in months. Still cooking? Yeah, man. I'm doing all right. Had a rough January, but we're bouncing back. We're making a comeback. Good to see you here, man. I've been live. Took a tiny little break last week because I was sick, but I've been live. I was live for the majority of the month of January. TikTok just doesn't want to push my lives for some reason. I'm not sure what that's about. They stopped doing that for some reason. Time frame? This is the 5. Any trades yesterday? Yeah, I took a small long. Made $197.84. What's the minimum you can add into the market? What do you mean by that, Pretty? So there's multiple ways that you can trade like I'm doing here. One of the easiest, I have Webull and TradingView. I just haven't used it. I would not recommend trading personal capital if you're brand new. There's too many other ways to mitigate risk than to trade your own personal capital. There's these things called prop firms. So that's what I highly recommend do. First of all, before you do anything, you should trade on paper and develop a strategy that you can easily replicate and that is proven to be effective to make money. Yeah, paper trading. And then after you've done that for a while and you have a system that you've developed that you believe in, that you trust, and that you can follow, then you get a prop firm account. And that'll protect you from trading personal capital and losing all of your money. So, and the prop firm that I would recommend going with when you're ready for that is Tradeify. They have a plan called the Select plan. I think that's one of the best plans that is out there right now for beginners, for people who are brand new. Easy to follow rules, $2,500 profit target, $2,000 worth of drawdown available. Pretty easy rules to follow, straightforward. So that's kind of the order of operations that I would go with since you're brand new. Spend a lot of time on YouTube. Find a strategy that makes sense to you, that's easily identifiable. Stick to the one strategy. Don't overcomplicate things. Don't try to trade 5 or 6 different models, 2 or 3 models. Don't even do that. Find one model that inside of one strategy that makes sense. Select daily is good. Sure. Yeah, I like them. I like that plan. What's the shaded area? This is the 15-minute candle from 8 o'clock to 8:15. I have a buddy in here who's in the process of getting into trading and learning, and this 15-minute orb strategy is something that makes sense to him and that he's in the process of trying out. So I've just had this marked on the chart to kind of give him if he's in here. I don't even know if he's in here, but to give him an opportunity to kind of see it. So the 15-minute strategy, this is not something that I personally trade or that I necessarily teach, but the strategy is You mark out the 8 to 8:15 Eastern time candle, AM. Price, you want to wait for the 9:30 open. You want to see price come back into this gap, retest the middle of the gap, and then break out in one way or the other. So ideally right now, this would be, you'd want it to come back into this gap, respect the CE of the gap, the consequent encroachment of the gap, reject out of it. You would open a short targeting these lows. Yeah, Cam, it seems like a pretty effective strategy. You're definitely not going to, I mean, from the back testing that I've done with it, you're not going to find a trade every day, but I think you're right. A couple times a week. And that's really, I mean, to be a profitable trader, that's really all you need. This is NQ. News was removed, Bambi. The government is still partially shut down, 70% shut down. When that's going on, economic news that is scheduled to be released by the government, like jolts, doesn't happen. They move it to a later date. I made a video about that this morning around 7 o'clock and posted it. So if you follow me, you'll get those little tidbits of knowledge. This is ES on Bookmap. I'll show you NQ. Here's NQ on Bookmap. $25,746.50, $25,746.50. That's pretty far down there. Yeah, I don't have anything on there right now. That's a ways. I did say the 15-minute candle at 8. Yep. This 15-minute candle right here, 8 to 8:15. So it's this one. Should a bunch of charts spike like next month? I don't know what you're trying to say there, man. News got canceled. It did. What indicator do you use? I don't have an indicator on my chart right now. I use the ICT kill zone and pivots to show me the key levels first thing in the morning. I have a video on this also on my page about exactly how to do this, but I use it to show me these key levels. I use the ray tool to mark these out, and then I turn the indicator off. And I use the fib tool to mark out the daily candle from the previous day to see where the 50% mark is. And yeah, that's all I have on the chart currently. It already did the retest of the midpoint on the 5-minute. You wait for market open. That's how that strategy works. You wait for 9:30 market open. I appreciate that, Owen. Appreciate you being here, man. I'm not trading the orb. I have this on the chart for a buddy of mine who's in here trying to, he's learning this strategy. After the market opens, Harley. We got exactly 10 minutes from right now till market open. Any advice? I stayed up till 4 and got 2 hours of sleep and can barely stay awake. I would shut the charts down, man. Sleep is one of the most integral parts of being a successful trader. You got to get sleep. Your brain doesn't operate correctly when you're sleep deprived. Proper diet, proper exercise, and proper sleep. You ever try carnivore? I have not. I have a brother that does it though. He likes it. Is that ACT London low? I'm not sure what you mean by ACT. Is that actually London low? Yeah, that's why I have it marked. Thinking about implementing some order flow into my strat. Thoughts? Yep. Think that's a great idea. He's not using Bookmap. No, he's brand new. I don't really recommend people immediately jump into the Bookmap when they're still just starting out. I think once you are trading for a period of time, that Bookmap is definitely something you need to add to your tool belt, but can kind of overcomplicate things right off the bat. And I reserve the right to change that opinion later because I lean on it very heavily, as you know. Sell now. Francis, you're new here, man. We don't trade pre-market. We wait for the market to open, and we also don't do that. What you're doing, we don't do what you're doing currently. So, thank you though. One thing PJ taught me amongst a lot of other things, trading is reactive, not predictive. Amen. Don't try to predict price. We react to price. We allow it to come to us, and we react. I'm in a short gold 5-minute SMT. I hope that plays out for you, bro. Do you think order flow is more consistent than ICT? Order flow is very effective, man. Order flow is very, very effective. Let me know how you like it, Benevolent. Let me know how you like it. Tristan, where have you been? Somebody was asking me last night where you've been. Told him you got a girlfriend, you quit trading, man. You gave up on it. Bring more chart into view and zoom in a little, please. I'm good, man. Thank you, though. This is the setup that I've had for almost a year now. I'm going to stick to it. If you want to see more chart, you can go to the YouTube. The YouTube has the full chart on there. Also has the book map. I was in Texas, so I took a little bit off. I'm just messing with you, man. I figured you were traveling, jet setting somewhere. He's trading more to afford the girlfriend. I know that's right. Is that London low? Yeah. I would definitely recommend waiting for a candle closure, but you drop down to the 1 minute is the way I understand RP trading, the strategy. You drop to the 1 minute, you wait for the retest after the market opens. That's my understanding of the strategy. Also been smacking on silver. I saw that, man. You had 2 back-to-back $1,200 days on silver. I saw that. At ChristianTrades Live. That's the YT. Yeah, I saw your message. I messaged you back. Let's see if I can give you an example. We're close to market open here, so I don't think I'm going to be able to give you a really clean answer to that. Basically what I mean, though, if you're looking at the book map right now, I got it locked. Hang on, let me unlock it. So basically you can see this book map. You see how there's just these little levels right here. These are usually buyers, like buy stops and things like that. Those aren't too important. These just completely blank areas are what I was referring to. So if we're sitting here in an uptrend, we're clearly in a bullish trend, Jack. and we just have this blank space underneath us and all this flashing going on above us, pretty key indicator that we're going to continue to go higher. That's what I was reading off of yesterday, that order flow that I was kind of calling out yesterday. Does that answer what you were asking? Good morning. Good morning. What's up, man? Yeah, of course, man. If we attack the London low, do you think it'll be able to come back to test it? You're talking about the 15-minute orb thing? You think it'll retest the orb? Is that what you're talking about? How do you get dotted lines? When you are putting a rate, I use the ray tool, and then you can select inside, you click this line thing right here at the bottom, line style. You can either do the full line or the dotted line. Gold's bullish. Be interesting to see. NQ bullish, interesting. I don't know. I think that there's a good possibility that we could come down and rebalance. I don't try to predict price, so you could be 100% right. But my instinct is that we would come down and kind of rebalance some of this move from yesterday, at least down to maybe the New York PM low. But again, we could just open in the next 2 minutes, 1 minute and 30 seconds, and just start pumping and not come back down. So I don't necessarily, I don't try to predict price. I try to just take what the market gives and just react accordingly and ride the wave of whichever direction it wants to go. We got 1 minute until the market opens here. Headed for this London low. $30 seconds. Hey, you're doing well, man. You're doing well. I'm doing great over here. Your English is great. I can understand what you're saying. 5 seconds here. 5 seconds. 2, 1, boom. Drop into the 1 minute. I appreciate that, man. I hope I can be of some help. Little decoupled, slightly. NQ's catching up now. Breaker, sweep, V-shape. Is that what you're talking about, DJ? I don't like that ES didn't sweep. So could get the retest here and then the dump. Of course, man. Happy to help. Yeah, it left Asia on NQ and it left London as well on ES. Hard push down on NQ. Took Asia. Yeah, how many people got in on that long, you think? When price started pushing back higher. This is why patience is important. Here's a touch of London, but it didn't sweep. Bookmap's lit up to the downside here. There's a little retrace back to 912, but liquidity is all underneath us here. These 80s are holding us up. There's a push into the 70s, still back into the 80s here. 25.912 has a large order sitting there. Large sell order waiting on NQ. Could come up, try to take some of that, and then push back lower. Am I Christian ASW? No. I don't know what ASW is. Oh, as well. Yeah, I am a Christian. Yeah, if that is as well. Yeah, I am absolutely a Christian. Follower of Christ for sure. I was looking for a little retrace here from NQ before dumping even lower. 912 is an interesting level up in here. I'm going to remove Asia and London. 912 is a mark that I'm going to put because there's a large order there that I'm going to keep an eye on that I think price might want to pick up. NQ took London, as you see. Slight push back higher here. This 812 level is interesting. See if it pushes off of 812 and goes lower, or if it pushes through it and goes higher. Everybody's asking for a verse. I got a verse for you right here. This is from the readings that I was doing here this morning. Beloved, I beg you as a sojourn and as pilgrims, abstain from fleshy lust which war against the soul, having your conduct honorable among the Gentiles, that when they speak against you as evildoers, they may, by your good works which they observe, glorify God in the day of his visitation. That's 1 Peter 2:11. Did not get that push back up to 912. Pushing lower here. It's a retest of a 5, I believe, was in, yeah, retested that 15 there. And then about to create a 5. Inverted that 5. Definitely think we're going lower here. Did not get a retest of that 15-minute orb. That's 2 days in a row. A lot of liquidity lower here. We pushed through these 30s. I think back into the 815 area is an interesting level. Down to 800s, we have orders. Down to 25,800. Some orders flashing up at 25,850. Trying to take these orders at 850, I think. Not enough. Not enough to pull it all the way up there. Full short TP, there you go. Full short at 25,740. That's a dump. Very well could go there though. There's orders down now to 25,750. Majority of the orders though are down to 25,800. There's the PM low from yesterday. NQ took the PM low, ES did not. Here's the move down to 800, I think. Another order flashing up at 850. I think this is getting ready to spike down to 800. Yeah, same thing as we're seeing pullbacks. And Q goes to 25,700. That'd be a wild move. It could, very well could. That would be similar to what I have in mind here to the rebalance. It could go even lower than that. Yes, it's pushing up a little bit. Yeah, it's tapping into these 4-hour gaps here. Little resistance or support levels. There's 800 that I was talking about. Now this will be interesting to see if it keeps dumping here because it just absorbed the majority of the liquidity here. There's still some orders now coming in down to 787. What's up, Nathan? How's it going? No news, stuffed. No news. Partial government shutdown negates the news. You placing trades yesterday? Yeah, we took a long on a pullback, made $197. Took a short, easy trading it. There you go, Nathan. Coming back down here. There you go, Janko. Appreciate it, Nelson. How is that thing of a shutdown? What do you mean, Santi? Appreciate you being there. Look at that. Look at that. Dangerous. Whoever just said they got in on that short. That was great timing, man. That 740 level just got smacked, man. That's awesome. I'm in for sure. That was you, Nicholas. Made 630 on that short. There you go. I want to see clear signs of bearish order flow before I'm even considering getting in on a long. This very well could just continue to dump. Haven't taken a trade yet, no. $500, there you go. Still holding that short. I'd trail those stops. Up 2.5. Nice, man. Is that on a funded? I love TPT, man. Those daily payouts are unreal. Yeah, I have an indicator on right here. Out of sheer laziness. Yes, it's stalling right here at this 700 level. NQ's tapping back into this 1 minute. What's the rules on the day payout? Anything above the buffer, which is 2,000 on the 50K accounts, is withdrawable on a daily basis, up to $10,000 per account. pretty hard to beat. Yeah, intraday trailing is the thing, but once you get to the buffer at 2K, that goes away. There's news at 10. There is no news because of the government shutdown. There's no red folder news. The jolts that was scheduled is not happening because of the government shutdown. Pro calls the trade and then just watches it play out, get in. You don't like me just calling them out for you, man? What is me taking the trade? What does that do for you? You got the VWAP coming up here at 712 area, so it'll be interesting to see if we bounce off of that and then go lower, or if no, I know you're not. I know you're not. Coaches don't play, yeah. What am I looking for? I'm looking for either a continuation short at this point, or I'm looking for a key. I'm looking for clear bullish order flow to take this reversal. And what that would look like, it's kind of hard to say at this point, but at least a break of this level here, a push above the VWAP would be pretty clear indication that we're, this is a different VWAP. My session anchored is from last night, so here on the book map is the VWAP I'm going off of, but a push, strong push above this 70-12 area on ES. This level right here would be pretty key sign that we're looking at a reversal. We'll see how it plays though. I appreciate that, Nathan. Hey, nice trade, man. My initial instinct at market, my pre-market analysis was that we were going to try to rebalance. I said potentially that, I mean, whoever was in here heard me say it, but at least to this PM low, I was actually looking for more of a push into here. So that's why I'm kind of keeping my powder dry to see if we can catch a continuation short down to somewhere in this zone. To me, that would be what price has in mind. We still haven't taken this, we didn't even tap into this 15 yet. So I'm thinking close to this 50% range is where we'd want to then turn around. But we'll see. Everyone bearish. That makes me think we're going to pump. I like that. I like the contrarian go against the grain mindset. Accidentally moved my stop loss down on a short. Your stop loss or your take profit? You trailed your stop too tight. Is that what you're saying? Should I take another trade for the $34 to pass? If you see a setup, I wouldn't just take one to take one. Don't force it. If you see a solid setup that you would normally take in any other circumstance, then yeah, take it. You're learning. Send Christian 2-3 years to Dagestan. Why is that? Still up 587 total. There you go. Yeah, I mean, if you're trading one micro, it shouldn't be that big of a deal. I would trade one micro. That's what I would do, Jenko. Passed my first fund today. Boom. That's awesome, man. Is it bad I brought my MacBook with me to the morning toilet? No, it's not bad. Why is it that when I enter a trade, it enters it way lower than I had tried to enter it? Because your data is probably delayed. If you're not using live data, then that happens. If you're not paying for live data or have live data provided through a prop firm account, then that will happen. I'd wait until you're 18, Riley. Just paper trade, man. There's no rush to this. There's no rush. I caught the move. First trade I actually let hit TP in a minute. I don't know what I've been doing. There you go, monkey. It's hard to do. We always like to cut our winners short and let our losers run. There's some weird psychology behind that. I'd wait for clear bullish order flow, Caleb. I'm on TradingView paper account. It doesn't update live. No, it's not live. That's delayed 10 or 15 minutes or so. You got to pay for their live data. Man, I got the yawns. Book map died off here, man. I want to see this orb. Yeah, 2 days in a row it hadn't played out. I think we're about to get a push lower down to the 720s area. 700 is the line. Do I need to buy TradingView plan to execute on Tradeovate? No. Hard push to 700 getting ready to come here. Why are you trading NQ? I bounce back and forth, Matthew. Bounce back and forth. Doing great over here. Doing great. There's a push to the 700s right there. Tapped into this 15. This was what I was saying, man. This push down to this 50% level is exactly, I mean, not to toot my own horn here, but this is almost exactly what I called pre-market. Hey, 150 is good, Hugo. Excuse me. Just got out 101.4K on this short. Very nice, man. Why isn't my entry point stopping exactly where I want it to? It's either going way below or way high. Make sure you're trading with live data. Using my iPad? Are you using live data? Did you catch anything yesterday? Yeah, small little long, $197. Don't tempt me, Everett. Just full port. Wouldn't even really need the full port at one contract. One mini would have been plenty for this. If you paid for you need to make sure you're paying for CME data as well. So you have to buy the TradingView account, the essential plan, and then you have to go to Google and search CME TradingView data, and click on the one that says market data - global coverage, and then you want to go down to CME group, and that's what you want, $7 a month. So you got to pay for the essential plan and then pay for the data. Markets are allergic to retest, yeah. Yeah, no problem. I just haven't seen a place for me to get in on this, to be completely honest. Obviously, I have an idea of where price is going, but I just don't see an entry point for me that I'm willing to risk. With my luck, the way that my trading went all January, I get in, blindly take a short here just because it's dumping, and then price just immediately reverses. Yeah, 2-minute tap. You could have said this 15-minute would have been an entry, potentially, this 15-minute inversion, but wasn't comfortable taking that. Heavy orders at 600. I like it. I like to have an entry criteria. I like to see a really solid entry point because it dictates where I'm going to put my stop. So it can't just be like right now. I'm almost 100% positive price is going to go to this 25,600 level, but I'm not just going to take that because what price is doing right now. See, it's pushing back up. Now it's going back down. So it's like I don't. There's no entry for me here. There's the 600 level, just got smacked. So is February's price action usually good? It depends. It's not bad. There's just so much going on in the political world right now, and different economic policies taking effect that it's hard to tell if things are going to be operating as normal. Most likely not. Up 1,600 on your calls. Keep it up, man. I appreciate that, Nelson. Best month for me, the best month I've ever had in my life was this past November. Usually the beginning of the year is typically pretty good. February, March, it's typically pretty good. Bro, I took a trade and my Wi-Fi went out, almost blew all my funded. Position bracket saved me. It's nerve-wracking, man. Exactly, Cody. I think that's a good way to explain it. I use it for making sense of entry points, but in terms of justifying trades and being confident about a trade, I definitely rely on Bookmap. I would say 80 to 90% of my trades are dictated by Bookmap. I just use ICT as kind of like a way to structurally decide where I'm going to get in and get out. Or get in. Most of my getting out is based on the Bookmap. Can I show the Bookmap? Yeah. It's if you want to see it all the time, it's on the it's on my YouTube. I'm streaming on there as well. This is NQ, and this is ES. We're tapping right now into the 50% from yesterday's daily candle. That's where all this, see all this liquidity here built up. So we literally just bounced. Look at this. So here's the 50% from yesterday's daily candle. Touched it and just bounced right back. I do think order flow, I mean, the Bookmap is essential, man. I really do think the Bookmap's essential. It gives you a perspective on the market that you don't otherwise get. There's been plenty of times I've been saved where I have a perfect ICT model set up, like a unicorn setup or something, and I'll fade the trade because of what I'm seeing on the Bookmap. And it's turned out to save me a lot of money. There's been other times where the ICT, I haven't seen any sort of ICT model set up, and I've taken trades based strictly on the Bookmap, and I've made a lot of money. This could be the point of reversal here. ES still has a ways to go until the 50% mark, but this would be an interesting level to see if we do reverse. Or it could just be a retest and a dump lower. Passed my first funded. Let's go, Janko. That a boy. I was in here when you were printing. Yeah, dude. November, I just couldn't miss. I could not miss. My psychology, the biggest difference was my psychology. I feel like right now I'm still recovering from having my wig split last month. Got out way too early. I made 600, which could have made 2,000. Yeah, I can't look at it like that, man. You made 600. It's a good day. You just made $600. That's more than 99% of the world made. You can really get caught up. I do it too. I'm guilty of it. I think every trader is, where you sit there and you start doing the math on, man, if I had just held. But the thing is, what if it hadn't played out and it had reversed on you and you didn't close the trade and you made less than 600, or you went into drawdown? Just got stopped in profit. There you go. Man, I feel like quitting every month. How do I change that? I've never once felt like quitting. I've had times where I'm just infuriated and frustrated and, completely demoralized. But I've never, ever had a feeling of quitting. So I don't know how to I don't know how to overcome that. I love this stuff too much. I've seen the results. I've seen the possibilities with it to ever consider quitting. Cody, I am trying to lower my trade frequency because I have more success that way. But I would say I take maybe 3 or 4 trades a week. I have read Trading in the Zone. It's a great book. TPT is great, man. TPT is a great firm. I love them a lot. I think they're an essential part of anybody's trading portfolio. I think you need to have Tradeify or Lucid or one of these other firms that doesn't have trailing drawdown as a foundation, and then throw TPT in the mix as the very close second to have. This is just going to dump. I think ES is going to want to continue lower, which is going to drag NQ lower to potentially this 50% mark. Did Bookmap give you analysis paralysis at the start? Great question. I think that it takes a while to get used to and comfortable with trusting Bookmap. So I don't know if it would be analysis paralysis, but hesitation that what I'm seeing is legit. I would say Lucid or Tradeify for your first funded for sure. Easy rules, great firms, great customer service, quick payouts, just overall solid firms. A lot of liquidity coming in lower here, down to 500. Some orders just got yanked. Bunch of orders just got yanked. There's still 193 orders down at 500, but a bunch of orders just got yanked between here and there. All right, Janko, take care, man. I took a 2-minute IFEG. That's not you can't go off of just one confluence like that, man. You got to have more, at least 2 or 3 confluences to justify a trade. I like more than that. If you're not using Bookmap, I mean, there was no signs of bullish order flow to take a long off of a 2-minute inversion. It would be better to wait, like for this case right here, it'd be better to wait for like an inversion of this 5-minute or something, or a break of structure to the upside here and let price go all the way back to this level than to be sitting here trying to bottom tick and end up getting stopped out and losing money. That's just the way that I would approach it. I wouldn't just look for a 2-minute inversion and just assume that's the turnaround, especially when you've dumped, let's see, you've dumped basically 402 points since market open. '90s model. I'm going to have to think about that. That's math that my brain might not be ready to do this morning. How does a 50K 3-day eval work if you take a loss and then get it back? 40% consistency, $2,500 target. Somebody else is going to have to help you with the math on all that. Just got stopped out on a short nut. Not sure why we were retesting the area twice. The book map, as you can see of their smear, I don't know how clear it is on the YouTube. I feel like it's pretty clear. It looks clear on my screen. It's very thin right now. ES is kind of lit up in both directions here, and NQ is pretty thin. So I would just sit on your hands. This 25,550 level is a level that keeps getting rejected. Between 25,550 and 25,560 keeps rejecting. I'd wait for a clear. Yeah, I saw that too, man. They yanked a bunch of orders. I hate it when that happens, dude. I feel like that happens to me way too frequently. Now they're coming in. Look at it. Now they're coming back in. I would wait for this 60 level to break completely through to the 50s, to the low 50s before I'd get even interested at all in taking this. I don't trust taking anything right now. We're at the 50% of the daily from yesterday. I would just be patient. You need to wait. I don't know what time frame you're in, but depending on the firm, you need to wait until after market closes at 5 p.m. 5 p.m. Eastern time. And it won't update right away. It'll take a little while. Apex is usually around 5:30, 5:45. TPT is usually around 7. Lucid and Tradeify are pretty quick. Hey, I appreciate that, man. Glad you made some money. Thanks for being here. So there's a break into the 40s now, but then an immediate pullback into the 50s. Yeah, around 7. It'll be around 7 tonight. Might be even a little later. They're not. Apex is pretty good about it being like right at between 5:30 and 5:45. TPT, it can be from 7 to 8 o'clock. So just got to be patient with it. Made 1,300 on the short. Very nice, man. You went in depression yesterday? Why? Made back my loss. Chasing losses, man. You help me understand why SPY dropped to 69 and went up to 69.5? Huh? Yeah, but I mean, it happens, man. I saw your message in the Discord. It happens. It's part of the game. Like I said, journal, learn from it, bounce back. I'm such a chud, missed all my shorts. Nah, man. It's okay. I haven't taken anything yet. There's no rush to this, man. No rush at all. Wasn't even bad trading. It was my discipline. Yeah, that's typically what it is. That's typically what it is. I do think we're going lower here, but I don't know what we're going to do before then. We could get a retest. Push up to this 5 minute would be nice. But that would be a pretty strong move. That's 100 points. 100 points. Man, look at this. How do I suggest passing evals? Base hits, man. One solid trade at a time. That's all it's about. Don't rush it. Just focus on A+ setups. Focus on good psychology. Focus on following your rules, discipline. Profits will come. I appreciate that, Sean. Nice work, man. Rule of 2 trades max, profit target, and shut down your charts as peak trading advice. Yeah, I think that if more people did that, they'd find success. Depends on where you are in your trading journey, Noah. The sizing is truly dependent on where you are in your trading journey. If you're at a point where you're still trying to develop a system that you trust and that you can have confidence in, and you're still learning, I would say size down. You know, keep it in the low micros, 2, 3, 4 micros. If you're at a point where you're taking payouts and you're just looking to pass an eval so you can get back in the cycle of taking more payouts, sizing up's not a bad idea. If you aren't comfortable taking base hits, you're rushing the process. Yep. Very true. Caught these shorts while being tired. There you go, Dakota. Would not have advised trading, but I'm glad you're green. How do you determine sizing? I mean this 100% seriously. No, this is not a sarcastic smartass answer. If you're asking that question, my answer would be that gives you your answer, which would be to be trading micros. I would stick to being in the 2 or 3 micro area for right now. Allow those 2 or 3 micros, allow that to develop your confidence and your trust in the market and your ability to take setups and to trade effectively. Then you can size up. Sizing up right now, I think for most people who are new, that all that's going to do is delay their progress and cause them to spend more money than they need to. How do you know your risk before a trade? What you can do, a lot of people don't know this, you can go into your settings here on TradingView and turn on, I think it's project order for market orders. And what you can do is you can click the trade tab, and this right here will pop up for buy or sell. And depending on how many contracts you have, you can drag this and it'll give you an idea of what the TP will be and what the risk will be. And then you would execute. Or you can just not execute and do it a different way. But this will just tell you where your risk is. Find it better to trade micros, especially at the start. Good for psychology. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, a lot of people don't know that. A lot of people don't know that little trick right there. So for the people coming from Project X that are mad about the brackets, you could definitely use that method. Helps. Size also comes down to your comfort level. At what size can you trade and not feel anxiety or nervous about it? It comes down to, I agree with that. Yeah, if you feel uncomfortable or you're sitting there sweating through a trade, you're oversized. Made 320 because I closed the trade on accident. Trying to take a partial. Hey, call it a day, man. You're up. Don't give any of it back. My first account ever, I didn't know about micros. Was a painful education. Yeah, that sucks. Day's been good, Reaper. Waiting for an entry on a trade here. Never really got a pullback that I was comfortable with taking on this short. Either looking for a reversal or a continuation short. Haven't decided yet. Pull back into this 15 would be nice. Pull back into the 5 on the NQ. Kind of keeping an eye on that. We're rejecting off of this 50% mark of the daily candle from yesterday. Stop trading Asia. Stop trading Asia. I think anybody who's been doing this long enough will tell you that that is one of the quickest ways to lose money unnecessarily. If you're trading NQ and ES and Asia, that's not, to me, that's not advisable. Plenty of people disagree with that. That's just my philosophy, my school of thought. Yeah, for gold and silver maybe, but not for ES and NQ. The volume's not there. You don't get the follow through like you do during the New York AM session. How much is the max payout on a TPT 50K Pro account? $10,000 daily. What bookmap subscription do you have? You want Global Plus. Global Plus. And then you got to pay for the CME data on top of that. 2 separate subscriptions. How much is Global Plus? All in with the data and everything, you're looking at about $100 a month. How many winning days do you need to request the first payout? No, there's no daily consistency. You need to be over the $2,000 buffer on a 50K account. You can do it all in the same day. The first day you activate the funded, you can take a payout realistically. TPT. You're overtrading, Matthew. Overtrading. This is the quickest way to lose money. How much is gold and silver on bookmap? So you need the Globex plan if you're going to buy data for gold and silver. I want to say, let me look real quick to give you a, I had it at one point. I can't remember. I want to say it was like $20 or something. I can't remember. They really need to make their website better organized. Market data. Oh, is it Comex, not Globex. Comex, sorry. 34. Looks like all the data plans are 34. So 34. I mean, you got to pay for the actual bookmap Global Plus subscription, and then you pay for the data as well. So the bookmap subscription is going to be like $80, and then you got to throw the Globex in there, or the Comex in there. Trading is the hardest and simplest money somebody can make. I agree with that. All right, Samir, take care, man. Sorry you didn't get that short. So if you pass the TPT with over 10K, does the difference go towards your funded buffer? No, man. No, nothing you do in the eval transfers over with any firm, including TPT. I had somebody ask me that the other day. Somebody asked me if my target profit on my eval was 3,000. If I made 4,000, can I withdraw that extra 1,000? And the answer to that is no, you cannot. Did I see PJ Trades move to NO? Oh, NC? Yeah. Yep, he's right up the road from me. You look good with the bald head. Thanks. Figured it was time to just give it an old shave. You know how the intraday trailing drawdown works on TPT? Yeah, it trails you until your buffer at 2,000 in the funded. If you're on a 50K account, your buffer that you have to reach is 2,000. The trailing stays with you until you hit that level. After that, it goes away. Your drawdown locks at, what, 50,100 account balance or something? I'm with you, Mike. I mean, I literally called this exact move pre-market. Could not have, I mean, it did exactly what I said it was going to do. But I didn't get an entry on any of it. So I literally have not taken a trade, even though I called it out. Is it true you should stay out of the mountains at night? There's a lot of weird stuff that goes on up there, man. Yeah, Dean, what's up, man? Deleted TikTok, IG, and Snapchat because I don't want to watch short form content anymore. It ruins my head and makes my brain smooth. I love that. It's not a bad idea, man. Yes, I keep 1,000. Zach, I think it's a good idea to keep about $1,000 buffer above the buffer. So I would take a withdrawal. If you can get your account balance to 53,000 on a 50K, I would try to keep it there just in case you have just a blow up day where, things really go south. I think that's a good rule of thumb to keep 1,000, at least 1,000 over whatever your buffer is on whatever account size you're trading. I'm not deleting it. No, MS, I'm not deleting it. Yeah, the 2-minute did get touched. We did have a tap into a 15-minute inversion up here. Could have potentially gotten in on that, but how's it going rebuilding your accounts? It's going well, man. It's going well. Slowly, just taking it slow. Yeah, it's a tough thing to do, Zach. It takes some discipline because you're like, man, that's $1,000 I could just put in my pocket. But you got to remember, it keeps the cow fed. You know what I mean? Keeps the cash cow fed. So it gives you the space so that you don't have to go through the process of passing those accounts again. Verse of the day. Yeah, I got you. There's been a couple of good verses of the day that I Psalms 59:16, I will sing of your strength. In the morning I will sing of your love. For you are my fortress, my refuge in times of trouble. Amen. I like this from King Tariq. 1 Peter 5, give all of your worries and cares to God, for he cares about you. Solid. Love that. Exactly. Yeah, exactly, Zach. You trade with Lucid? Yes, I do. So was everyone bullish initially? No. I mean, if you were here at the beginning of the live, I called this exact. I mean, I literally, again, I'm not tooting my own horn, but this played out exactly. I said we were going to rebalance. I was looking for price to rebalance this move from yesterday. And here's the 50% candle. This is marked out for the 50% of yesterday's candle. We're right here at the 50%. I just didn't get an entry on any of it. Shook the tree. I'm out. Hey, there you go, Kyle. Love it, man. Love it, love it, love it. Romans 8:18. For I consider it pure joy. What was it? What is Romans 8:18? For I consider it pure joy. I consider that our present sufferings are not worth comparing with the glory that will be revealed in us. Yeah, that's it. Would you consider a long if we swept New York AM lows on NQ? I'm waiting for ES to get closer to this 50% before I think about it. All right, Tristan, take care, man. Am I single? No. Married to the game, man. Potentially king, yeah. I'm looking for this. See how we react if we get to that 5 minute. Honestly, I'm thinking about just shutting it down. Coming back maybe in the PM. No, I have a girlfriend. Where there is no vision, people perish, but he that keepeth the law, happy is he. I like that. Did you catch that short? No, didn't get an entry, man. Saw it coming a mile away, didn't take it. Why'd they take out news today? Because the government shut down. Government is shut down. Dude, I am starving. You know what? I'm going to call it. I'm going to go eat and go work out because I'm fiending for the gym right now. I'm fiending for some ground beef and rice, some eggs, and a good workout. That's what I need. I appreciate you guys being here. Sorry that I couldn't hop in on this trade with you, but it sounds like a lot of you made some money. Glad to hear it. Glad to see it. Appreciate the gifts. Appreciate the likes. Appreciate the follows. You guys are awesome. So we'll be back here tomorrow. Same time, same place. Love you guys. Appreciate it. Stay safe. Stay warm too. If you're green, don't give any of it back. If you're red, don't make it worse. See you guys. Take care.